very good morning, sunrisers. Rise and shine. You are already risen. You are already shining because you're right here. You're watching myself and Yendai. I call her Yendai. And together we are Yenditi. Welcome to another midweek morning in sunrise. My name can go behind any name and become a new word, you know? So thank you for choosing to rise with us. Yes?
If I'm Yendai, shouldn't you be Aitai?
No.
No?
No, that does not work.
No?
That doesn't work.
What you're saying about Denicity? So why wouldn't it be Denisaiti, Denaiti, Tamaiti, Yenaiti, Kitaiti? That sounds like a different subject altogether.
Oh, my word.
Good morning, folks. It's lovely to see you. Yes, it is a Wednesday morning. Happy Wednesday to you, or happy hump day, as they would say. We're midway through the week, and it still is a good week to have a great week.
A good week to have a great week, and all month long, we're celebrating women because it's a very, very special month. And today I want to highlight Professor Khadine Cooper.
Yes.
Professor Khadine Cooper. She's one of those iconic literary giants, author, writer, Professor Emerita, who's responsible for ensuring that we love the language Patois. She contributes very well. She writes in Patois. It's very difficult to read Patois, but we're celebrating her this morning.
Of course. She is someone who made significant contributions to both academia and the culture of Jamaica. Professor Khadine Cooper, as IT just said. Professor Cooper is a well-known Jamaican author and literary scholar, and she's a former professor of literary and cultural studies at the University of the West Indies, where?
Mona.
And has played a huge role in celebrating Jamaican language, reggae, and dancehall through her work. And she was also instrumental in establishing the Reggae Studies Unit at the University of the West Indies back in 1994, and even hosted conferences with dancehall legends like Tony Rebel, Vibes Cartel, and Lady Saw. So also Professor Cooper's legacy, it continues to inspire the appreciation of Jamaican culture, which is massive and something that I think needs to never go undone. We must always celebrate our culture. And so we're giving her her well-deserved shout-out in this, as Iti said. The month of March, we're celebrating women. Yeah.
All month. All right, and listen, I don't know if a woman will win, but it would be nice if a woman wins. But we have a very, very, very special, something exciting coming up for you. So you don't want to go anywhere. Say, brace yourself, because we're going to be introducing Sunrise Morning Star. Not morning, morning. That's M-A-N-N-I-N star over the next couple of weeks. We'll be asking a series of questions throughout the show to test that you are a true sunriser, so you have to be watching and taking notes and making sure that you know, okay, what did Yendi wear this morning, you know, anything, the question can come from anything, so just pay close attention.
What year did IT say he left high school? You know, these are the types of questions. So, as he says, watch closely in the mornings and you could be our Sunrise Morning Star.
Yes, exactly.
I love a nice giveaway. Giveaways are so nice.
Nice. You know, it's, you know, I always hear the expression, and it's true because it's scriptural, that it's better to give than to receive. I mean, I say, really? But the more I grow, the more I mature and think about it and I experience it, it's truly better to give than receive. Because especially when you give to someone who is in need, and you say the joy, I mean, you cannot describe the feeling that you have to contribute to that joy.
And it genuinely comes back to you tenfold. Speaking of giving and the joy of giving, Bolt's Foundation donates $6.1 million to rural schools for champs. So among the 6 recipients is Bolt's alma mater, William Knibb Memorial High School, which received $2 million towards efforts to ensure the athletics team is well prepared for the highly anticipated event from March 25 to 29. You know what? I love.
Yendi, let me tell you something, Yendi. It could easily have been said, all right, if I was one of the prospective recipients, right, and I expect to get something from Usain Bolt, given what was happening or what is happening, I would say, well, it looked like me now.
Things shake, you know.
Yeah, things look sticky. You know, I would understand too if you say, boy, you want sick or something, you have to say, You want to say, you get the person the optician, we call it the optician. You want to say, I say, yo, man, no, man, I'm done, man, no worries, but when time things settle. But in spite of this country, mighty God, I don't even want to say this country, but this particular experience that he has had, and you know it, he's still the benefactor. He's still giving, he's still generous. That is amazing. I know many persons who couldn't do that, who would say, hey, I mean, you don't know.
But you know what? I feel like it comes back to what you're saying before. So here's the thing, right? I think when we're operating in life, we have to, one of the greatest skills we can acquire, you know, is the ability to compartmentalize. So yes, there's a particular issue that he's experiencing in one particular area, but that doesn't stop the work of the foundation. That doesn't stop the work of his legacy. And this thing is happening. Investigations are happening, and that is in isolation and completely separate and apart from the good works and the good deeds. So big shout out to you, Sane, for continuing to do the works of the foundation. Big shout out to him for, you know, despite what he's experiencing personally, the foundation is able to separate itself from that and continue to pour into the next generation, because these things really matter. He knows firsthand. He knows firsthand how important it is to have somebody pour into you when you're in a position that is a less privileged position. I mean, one of my favorite episodes of my show, to be honest, is his. And when he talks about how he grew up and what he did not have, but what he did have in support and love, he knows how much difference a bit of support can make. Amazing, so kudos to you, Sane, for doing big things with his foundation. Excellent stuff. And
we're going to run on to the next one because we're still in athletics, because former KC athlete and track star Chadwin Walker has hung up his spikes and traded them for a briefcase as a district attorney in Kansas City, U.S. Walker graduated from Kingston College in 2015, then went on to earn a doctorate in law and became the first black president of the University of Missouri, Kansas City School of Law. Quite a transition, and we wish him all the very best in his new role.
Excellent. You can imagine that?
One, you know?
He's a DA, you know? You can imagine that?
A Jamaican.
Hey, if I egg, we in the ready, you know?
Hey, listen, man. listen.
Brilliant stuff. Also happening, French Polynesia is calling for the return of the Statue of Liberty. Yeah.
Excuse me a moment.
So, a French parliament member is demanding the U.S. give it back, arguing that America has strayed from the values it originally stood for. And it's a bold claim, especially considering the statue was a gift from France to the U.S. back in 1886 as a symbol of freedom and friendship. But what do you think? I mean, should the statue stay in the U.S. or is it time for a change? Please let us know in the comments your opinion on this. You think the call is a crazy call, or you think the people are right to be like, look here, man, this not a line again, give it back.
But you know, the sculpture of Frederic Auguste Bartholdi, that's his name, right? You know? I had to look it up, you know, because I said, I want to get some information, some backstory. But I mean, it was sculpted there, it was gifted to the U.S., right? And it's now owned by the U.S. government. How can it be taken back or even be requested, a return of it be requested? It's an interesting story. It's like I give you something, Andy. Who owns it?
Well, here's my question.
If I created it and I give it to you, who's the owner of it?
Well, here's my question. Hypothetically speaking, right? We are in a friendship and we say we are best friends.
Yes.
And we exchange something as a symbol of our friendship for life.
Yes,
right? And then boodops braps. You know, so IT I move shaky. I don't, IT is not for me again. IT doing things that don't align with my with my values.
Or with our friendship.
And it doesn't sit well with me. All of a sudden, IT start the things that I'm just like, no, this is punishable by law. This is not right. And I want to say, this friendship is no longer for me. I want to take back the public symbol that made everybody say, yeah man, IT and Yende are friends. Is it wrong of me not to want to declare publicly that we have this friendship because you no longer align with my values?
So the bottom line is, after all that is said, you want to take back the thing Pretty much. That's what you're saying.
I'm asking a question.
Yeah. You know, because when you frame it and give it that context, you know, it makes it difficult to answer. I want to go to the very base, the very simplicity.
You can't take back what you give.
You know, yes. 'Cause who owns it? I mean, who owns it? That's the question.
Actually, this is a very controversial one too. Let me ask you this. Let's say someone proposes. A man proposes to a woman and asks for her hand in marriage and give her the ring. And then them don't get married. Does the man have the right to get back the ring or ask back for the ring, or is it now the lady's ring if they did not get married?
Leave it alone.
Answer that in the comment section. Give us your feedback. Because if they, remember, you know, it's a proposal. It's a symbol to say, I would like to have your hand in marriage.
See, that isn't a good example, because in that case, because it's a proposal, right? So it's not final.
Well, it's a symbol to say that we're entering into a union. Similarly, the statue is a symbol to say we've come to a position of understanding and peace, and it's a symbol of our friendship. So.
Hey, but you know what? What I learned also, how it was funded. You know, they both contributed to the funding of ensuring that the statue was erected or constructed, and it was transported in a French vessel to America. I mean, the story is intertwined. Both countries are intertwined. So we could talk about this all morning.
It's definitely interesting, but they'll have to figure it out.
Have to figure it out. You know what I mean? In fact, we need some more words to explain this. In fact, speaking of words, speaking of expression, I want to stop and say, the quintessential queen of expression, she works here.
Oh, does she?
This day, March 19, I had to be exploring a plethora of ideas, of ways to celebrate this woman. Yes, and when she hits the stage, she's always scintillating, sparkling, memorable. She's a luminary. She's a wordsmith. She loves to express herself. And if I say anything else, she'd be saying it's duplicitous. I'm talking about none other than a lady who you know and I know and yet you know. Her name is Mrs. Kitty.
Happy birthday to our very own
Mrs. Kitty. Mr. Wilkins, sir, I don't know. Remember, my first name, Ian. Today's going to be extra special. Enjoy yourself. And I'm sure Miss Kitty is going to be telling you happy birthday today in her own way.
As you know, she is our very own media practitioner. She is an attorney at law. She's a mother. I think her favorite role today. She's a wife, her other favorite role today. And of course, she's none other than our host extraordinaire right here on Sunrise. So birthday blessings to Mrs. Khadine Wilkinson. Watch that good.
Well loved.
Watch pose up Jamaican in a tree.
Hey.
Watch Jamaican as can be.
Hey. And also, before I forget, March 19 is also a very special birthday. A very close friend of mine, Shauna K. I know you're watching saying, how am I going to remember? Yes, Shauna K. I couldn't forget Shauna K. Jonas. Have an absolutely amazing day. And a surprise is coming. Need I say more?
You can't say more, so you're going to mash up the surprise. Also, Wayne Wade, Jamaican singer, songwriter, and musician. Wayne Wade is most known for his hits like Lady, Tears on My Pillow, and I Can't Hide, and more. So happy birthday to Wayne as well.
Any more birthdays?
Apparently we have another one. Happy birthday to Nadia Mackenzie. And this is from your Go for God family. Happy birthday, Nadia.
And Alyssa Savory. Happy belated birthday to Alyssa Savory also. She turned 10. I remember when I was 10.
Ah, nice.
We hope you had a fantastic day. Sending lots of love from your mom, dad, and sister. They love you to the moon and back.
Oh, and Alyssa, we love you too, Alyssa. Happy birthday, Mama. It's also coming from your Voice Box family. So, all right.
You know,
I know say you love to do that one here. So we just go leave it and make you take it over, right?
Introducing Run the Selector.